All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Navigate CSUCI session to meet Lonnie, our Housing and Residential Education Facility dog. My name is Tanya Yanchison. I work in student housing, and then I'll let my colleague introduce herself, and then she'll start talking about a little bit more about Lonnie.
Hi, my name is Vanessa Griffith, and I am the First Year Learning Communities Coordinator. I work with Housing and the First Year Learning Community Program, the University Experience Program. And I am the daytime handler for Lonnie. So when we're working in the offices, Lonnie will come stay with me in my office or one of the housing offices. So I'm going to just give you a quick overview of Lonnie, where he came from, why he's with us now. So he is one of the dogs who is a part of New Life Canines, which is a program that trains dogs specifically to be placed with folks who are either veterans or first responders with PTSD. And so essentially the dogs go through a 2-year training program. Only about 41% of the dogs do actually pass and become a service animal for a person with PTSD. However, our sweet Lonnie was not one of those dogs. And so instead, he got to come and be with us as a facility dog instead. So he's not necessarily a service animal, but he is trained in such a way that he can provide support to our students. So he is in the village offices when we're allowed and gets to interact with students. And students can be a part of our certified Lonnie Walker program, where they can learn a little bit about how to handle him and then take him for walks for 30 minutes 3 times a day. So yeah, and then just a little bit more about New Life Canines. So they are a nonprofit organization based in San Luis Obispo, California. They work with several institutions that are part of the program. So prisons where the inmates who are selected to be part of the program, it's a rehabilitation program that they get to be a part of. And they help train the dogs during the week. So the dogs stay on the prison campus, and then they go home on the weekends with what's known as a puppy handler. So just to get kind of a feel for being outside and going to grocery stores and interacting with other people, so that they have a full training and are ready for service when they are placed with their person. So Lonnie was raised and trained at the California Men's Colony in San Luis Obispo, California, and his 2 handlers' names were Wesley and Chris. And so Wesley was his main handler and Chris was his secondary handler. So Wesley's been a part of both New Life Canines and a previous canine program that was at the prison for a long time. Lonnie was Wesley's second dog as part of New Life Canines. Yeah, anything you want to add about that?
Did you want to talk a little bit about, I don't know if I missed the bond-based?
No, I didn't talk about that. Sure.
Yes. Go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead. Go ahead.
Sorry.
Okay.
So Lonnie was raised through what's called bond-based training. And so his training is based off the book, Love is All You Need by Jennifer Arnold. So basically the concept of bond-based training is to create a bond with the animal. So one way that you do that, and that's something as you interact with Lonnie while you're on campus, we'll encourage you to do, is food sharing. And so how we do that, it's all about connecting with the dog and having that conversation. So, this is so good. He's a milk bone. You're such a good boy. You're such a good boy. Yes, thank you so much for being so patient on this call. Yes. Thank you for all that you do. Everybody loves you. So it's just about connecting with him, having that eye contact and talking with him the whole time. Other forms of expressing and building that bond are through massages. Lonnie likes little forehead scratches, and then of course deep rubs around his body. If you do light stimulation touch, then that's going to excite him more. Where if you give him deeper massages, he'll feel more relaxed. And so Those are just one way. Another way is with kind of like what I said with a conversation, to keep having that conversation with him. So if we're leaving him for a little bit, letting him know we're going to come back later. He can also, over time, learn increments of time. So as you say, I'll be back in an hour. He'll eventually learn what an hour feels like. I'll be back in 30 minutes. So it's just about making sure you keep up that communication with him. And then as part of the Certified Lonnie Walker program that Vanessa talked about, we will teach you all of his care. So today we'll go over a little bit about what some of his care is, some of the different things we use to make sure that he is happy and healthy. And so I'll go ahead and turn it over to Vanessa to talk a little bit about the different activities that we do with him on either a daily or a weekly basis.
Yeah, so we'll start with daily. So Lonnie actually takes a fish oil tablet each day. He eats it just like a treat. So you can just give him the tablet and he'll eat it. So go ahead and drink.
Yummy.
He seems to like it, so hey. So this actually, the fish oil will help keep his coat really healthy, and then also to keep him from itching and licking a lot. So Lonnie does have a little bit of an itchy skin, and so sometimes he'll lick himself, and so we want to use the fish oil to help, reduce some of that itchiness. So. And then other care that we do for him is on a weekly basis, daily, forgot. He gets his teeth brushed once a day. And so Tanya will show what we use. So there's that toothbrush. You can use either side. The small one helps to get into smaller, more difficult areas. And then he also has dog toothpaste, which generally has yummy flavors like chicken or beef. And Lonnie is not the hugest fan of this. However, he will allow us to brush his teeth, and that's really important. The dental hygiene for dogs is really important because it can lead to a number of other health conditions if it isn't, if his tartar and plaque and things are not kept in check. So, like I said before, we're going to move on to weekly. So on a weekly basis, we'll brush Lonnie, sometimes more, but for the most part during the school year, we'll brush him. And so we do two separate things. We'll use one silicone brush to make sure that the hair is lifted off of his body. So any hair that's like loose, then it kind of like, you just do it in circular motions, and that will help to lift some of the hair out. And then next is the de-shedding tool that we use, and that helps to pick up all of that loose hair and to keep his undercoat in good condition. And then his absolute favorite part of grooming is the cleaning of his ears. So we actually have a solution that we use to keep his ears in good shape. So dogs that have the floppy ears that flop over sometimes will have some issues with infections of their ears. And so it's really important to keep their ears clean. And so on a weekly basis, we'll make sure to use that solution and clean it out with like a sterile pad, just to make sure that his ears are in good condition. Yeah, and so overall, we just, a lot of times what we'll do is we'll have our student assistants help with this process. And so we have student assistants assigned to care for Lonnie. And so they get to, we train them first, and then they get to help out. And then any students who are interested in becoming a certified Lonnie Walker, we do go, as Tanya said, go through this training, and then they can sign up for a time where they come and groom Lonnie. So if no students sign up, then we'll have our student assistants who work at the front desk help us out with that. So Lonnie really is like a student-driven, for students, by students resource on campus.
And then in case you're wondering, how do I sign up to be a certified Lonnie Walker? You would navigate to our housing webpage. On our front page, you'll see a few pictures, and we'll actually insert a demo video into this, this video, but you'll go to the website, scroll through to Lonnie's picture. Once you click on Lonnie's picture, it'll take you to our Lonnie webpage that has his full story, also talks about the Dr. Richard Grossman Foundation that provided the funding for us to be able to have these dogs on campus. So we have two. Lonnie's one of two. Our other one is Doc and serves our Veteran Center. And so through that money, that's how we're able to provide all this care. Once you scroll through his story at the very bottom, you'll see a Sign Up Genius link, and that's where you can sign up to attend our trainings. We don't have any posted yet for fall 2020, but we will have some hopefully in the next coming months to begin having our students start caring for Lonnie. When you see Lonnie on campus, this is his outfit. So he has a vest letting everyone know that he's friendly, to please pet him. Also, if you take any pictures, definitely tag hashtag CSUCI Lonnie. That allows us to be able to check out all the great videos, posts, and different pictures that our students take with Lonnie. HRE stands for Housing and Residential Education, where Lonnie is housed and served. And then, of course, we have our campus logos on there too, as well as our housing logo. So when you see Lonnie heading around campus, definitely come by and say hi. Just make sure to use your sanitization, of course.
And we'll be releasing more information about how students will get to interact with Lonnie given the current situation. So more information to come on that.
And then a couple things, Lonnie really is able to do a lot of different things to communicate. So one of the things that we do to make sure we know when he has to go to the bathroom is we'll ask him if he needs to better hurry, or you can also slowly use other words and phrases to associate the same thing, but that's what it means to go to the bathroom. So when we do that, we just look at him. Let me get a treat just in case to get his attention. He's such a good boy. Hey, I got a question for you. Lonnie, do you need a better hurry? Yes or no? No, good boy. That's because we just went before this call. So he'll let you know with his nose whether or not he needs to go to the bathroom. A couple other things that he'll do to communicate while he's not super overwhelmed or overly excited right now. You can see he's relatively calm. When he is, he'll hold a toy in his mouth, and this is what he uses to soothe himself. And he'll communicate with you, but when he's grabbing this toy or needing to have something in his mouth, that he's just so overwhelmed with excitement. So that's one way he communicates with us. A couple other things that we use to communicate with each other is if he gets tangled on the leash, we'll ask him. Everything is questions too. We want him to know that we're trying to give him the opportunity to be able to respond, whether with an action or a response of some kind. And so if we say, you know, hey, Lonnie, can you fix your leash? He'll raise his paw and untangle himself if he's tangled around the leash. Also, too, if he's pulling a little bit, if he's excited, sees another dog or a squirrel, he'll definitely want to go say hi. So we'll use things like, hey, you know, ouch, that hurts, you're pulling on my arm. Can you go easy on the leash? Hey, just letting him know that what's going on right now is not making me comfortable as the walker or whoever's walking him. So that's just another form of communication. Other things I'm missing, Vanessa, in terms of communication, there's a lot of other things you'll learn in the certified Lonnie Walker training regarding if Lonnie goes to run into traffic, first if something happens where he's not on a leash, or different things like that to keep him safe. So if you are interested in learning more, definitely sign up to be a certified Lonnie Walker. Just to feature a little bit too, when we got Lonnie, we did our training at the end of October of 2019. And then we got him on campus officially at the very end of the month, but then November 1st was his graduation. So we have a little graduation day for Lonnie, lots of information about all the handlers and everyone that worked really hard to be able to bring Lonnie to where he is. And so we definitely recommend, if you'd like to learn more, ask to see his binder in the village offices, and you can learn more about Lonnie's story. So with that, we'll go ahead and wrap up today. This is just an introduction video for Lonnie, our housing and residential education facility dog. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we hope to see you around campus getting to know Lonnie a little bit more. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
Bye.